We love trying new foods and being adventurous when the opportunity arises. None of us had ever tried Israeli food before, so when we saw Miznon on a list of great Las Vegas restaurants, we knew we had to check it out. This is not your typical sit-down style Vegas restaurant, but is more of a quick service location with a few tables and chairs in the hallway just off the main floor of the Palazzo. The menu features a small variety of fresh pitas including chicken, lamb, beef, and vegetable options. There were quite a few things I wanted to try, but I ultimately settled on the Rotisserie broken chicken pita. I am really glad I did because it was so flavorful and yummy. The chicken had so many great seasonings, but I'm not sure exactly what they were because I've never had Israeli food before, so I'm not really sure how to describe it other than it's delicious, and they weren't stingy at all with the amount of chicken in the pita. The sauce that came on it was one I had never had before, and it added a nice light creamy flavor to everything and was the perfect complement to my meal. Then the pita. Oh, the pita. It was so soft with little toasted bits on the outside and was definitely my favorite part of my entire meal.
I decided to go with the candy steak pita, and let me tell you, I am so glad I did. The overnight brisket was so tender and well seasoned, I couldn't get enough of it. Honestly, I can't say enough good things about the steak on this sandwich. As far as the other items, the pickles, mustard, and tomatoes gave the pita an extra flavor kick, but when I tell you the steak was all I needed, I really mean it. The pita bread itself was crazy good and held everything together as it is meant to do. Not being a big fan of onion, I almost asked them to leave it off my sandwich, but thankfully I didn't because the onion actually added a nice crunch and flavor to it. This candy steak pita was amazing, and I would love to go back to Miznon just to get this delicious item again. Be sure to say hi if you see me there. For fun, I thought I would give the spicy green peppers a try that came on the side with my pita. They looked and smelled so good, it sparked my curiosity because I rarely eat these types of peppers. At first bite, I noticed the salty grilled flavor on the pepper and thought, this is a really good pepper. Then it hit me. The spice. The intense hot that came directly from the pits of hell. The heat got to me so bad that I chickened out and spit out the pepper. Not because it was bad, but because I'm apparently a big wimp. If you like a spicy kick, then give these salted peppers a try. I'm sure you will love them. So first of all, there's some sea salt on it that... Oh! Oh, give me some of this.
Which is poured directly.
I decided to try the Ratatouille in a pita, which came with tomato perfumed eggplant, zucchini and onions, tahini sauce, and a spicy hard-boiled egg. This was a delicious pita. It had some incredibly strong flavors from the different spices, and I thought it was really unique with the egg on it. It was so good. Honestly though, the pita was the very best part. It was so pillowy soft and delicious. It was perfection and was hands down the star of my meal. The ratatouille vegetables inside were also delicious though. They were soft and tender and had so much flavor, it was pretty unbelievable. The tahini sauce was also top-notch, and I added even more to my pita than what it came with. Trust me, you are going to want to ask for extra sauce. The boiled egg on top seemed both out of place and complimentary to me. I know that sounds like an oxymoron, but that's how it tasted too. Everything together was a delicious harmonization of bold Mediterranean flavors, and I really enjoyed it. Speaking of enjoying things, if you're enjoying our video so far, please give us a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed. I also decided to order their original world-famous baby cauliflower, partially because I enjoy cauliflower and partially because it claimed to be world-famous. And for being a baby cauliflower, it was massive. It was almost as big as my head, and oh my word, was it delicious. It was roasted really well and had a lot of gray sea salt on it. The cauliflower was very soft and had a great flavor. I can see why it's world-famous because it deserves to be. They start by boiling the cauliflower to make sure it's tender, and then they rub it in olive oil and gray sea salt before roasting it in the oven. It was so delicious, and you have got to try it.
I ended up going with the run-over baked potato because I wasn't super hungry and because it intrigued me. While there weren't any tire tracks on the potato, it was still clearly mashed and very flat, as if it had actually been run over. I asked for it to be a plain Jane without the dill and scallions, which was probably a mistake on my part because it did make the potato into a somewhat bland meal. But it was still a very soft and fluffy potato with a little hint of butter, a lot of salty flavor, especially on the skin, and then wow, Wow, that sour cream was super creamy, and I am assuming it was house made because it had to have been some of the best and freshest sour cream I've ever had. Overall, this was a great option and I recommend giving it a try, but don't make the mistake of omitting items like I did and try the potato how Miznon intended it to be tried. You can definitely call our first experience with Israeli food a huge success. Everything here at Miznon was incredibly fresh and delicious, and we will most certainly be back during our next trip to Vegas. Another great restaurant that we tried at the Venetian was Yardbird, which had delicious fried chicken, sides, and desserts. Check out our video about Yardbird next by clicking here.